Scottie Pippen says Michael Jordan only cared about stats until Phil Jackson forced him to change. I seen Michael Jordan play before I came to the Bulls. He was a horrible player, quote unquote. So this is another bad episode of Scottie Pippen saying some wild shit. In my opinion, let's go ahead hit this report. I got the rest of the quote for you. So watch this. Pippen revisits MJ's early years in Chicago, calling him selfish and driven by stats. Quote, he was horrible to play with. He was all one-on-one. He's shooting bad shots. And all of a sudden, we become a team and we started winning and everybody forgot who he was. End quote. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, that's flaming hot garbage. I cannot believe Scottie Pippen still does this. He said this is something he said from a while back, but it still happened kind of recently. So I see it resurface again, and I'm like, yo, this is just crazy. This guy goes on and on about this shit, and it's just crazy. I don't know what's up with this guy, but he wasn't happy about the Last Dance documentary. It doesn't seem like he really even owns up to his part when it comes to BS in these situations. He just tries to throw everybody else under the bus. Because he was acting like he was innocent in the Last Dance documentary when, bro, all they did was just say what was happening in real time. Like, a lot of this shit you did on TV, bro, in front of the world. Like that one time, they wanted him to pass the ball. This is when Jordan retired for a year or two. The first time. They wanted him to do an out-of-bounds play, throwing the ball to Kukoc, so Kukoc could take the game-winning shot. He was so mad that he didn't get to take the game-winning shot. He sat out and pouted like a little fucking punk. And then they scolded him. He got scolded by everybody because he was so mad and so being so selfish that he couldn't take the last shot. Phil Jackson drew it up for him to pass the ball in to Kukoc for the shot, which is a better shooter. It's a better option. Pippen was so mad that he didn't even participate in the play. This was in the playoffs with a potential chance for them to go to the finals without MJ. He got mad and quit on the team in a moment that could have potentially led them to going to the finals without Jordan even. Pippen is like damn near a disgrace, bro. I'm sorry to say. He ended up bouncing back because he's, I guess if you want to say kiss ass, for lack of a better term right now, he's a great kiss ass to Michael Jordan, even though he loves talking shit about him these days for whatever reason. He played his little role next to Michael, doing all the dirty work, because he's a filthy motherfucker anyway. So, but this is just bizarre to me. How do you talk about Michael Jordan like this when Michael Jordan was already a Hall of Fame caliber player before you got there? Like Michael Jordan was arguably the GOAT before you got there. He was arguably the best basketball player to lace him up since before you and Phil Jackson even got there. So how is he gonna say until Phil Jackson this or until he was there doing that? Like, how you just gonna say that when Michael Jordan was already killing? Yeah, you could say he might have been a little selfish, but how you gonna say he was a horrible player? That's crazy. Saying he was a horrible player doesn't even make sense. You're a horrible player, bro. Horrible fucking player. You're the definition of a horrible player. If you don't play with Phil Jackson and Jordan, you're not doing too much. You might make one all-star team in your career if you're lucky because of your defense. But I probably don't even make one all-star team. Like, you might be a starter. You might be a role player on most teams. We've seen you play without Michael Jordan, bro. You weren't that great. No time. The first time he retired, you weren't that great. When he retired the second time and you were in the league, you played for Houston, bro. We seen you play for the Rockets. You were trash, bro. It was you, Charles Barkley, and Hakeem Olajuwon, and y'all were trash. And you and Chuck couldn't even get along because y'all were two divas. So we had to trade your ass out of Houston. Trade both of y'all. Matter of fact, you blew up the dynasty, or it wasn't a dynasty, but it could have been. Houston could have won that other one. San Antonio ended up winning that year though, when Pippen left the Bulls and went to Houston. So he really messed up Houston title shot. So he act like he's so good. Like, bro, we seen you play. Then after Houston, you fell off. Your career was done, bro. You never had a career without Michael Jordan. That's the crazy part. You never really did. Yeah, you were a defensive player, an all-right player. That's what you would have been throughout your career, bro. I don't see him ever probably would have averaged more than 18 points. Don't think he would have been an all-star. Like I say, maybe one time, maybe because of his defense and shit like that. And if he happened to be on another decent team, maybe he would have caught some of the hype because he would have helped somebody else win MVP or some shit, like some other John Stockton probably or some shit. He probably would have helped the John Stockton. That's what Scottie Pippen is. He a Karl Malone motherfucker. That's what Scottie Pippen is. He helped John Stockton win the MVP and shit. Like, or lead the team, whatever. So anyway, yeah, man. So this is crazy. I'm sorry. For you to just say, if you want to say LeBron to go, Kobe to go, whatever, over Jordan, or if you want to say Jordan to go, whatever. But to say Michael Jordan was a horrible player is beyond ridiculous. Is beyond, like, you shouldn't even be able to talk about basketball again, bro. Like, I'd probably say Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. So how the fuck you say he's a horrible player? I just don't get that. Like, if you don't want to say he's the GOAT, I'm saying he's the GOAT. If you don't want to say he's the GOAT, okay. But how do you say in any way, shape, or form he was a horrible player at any point? Even Wizards, he wasn't a horrible player. Like, what are you talking about? That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy, bro. I'm sorry. That's just wild right there.